Hello, Cherries. Welcome to Live Cherry Sunday special episode, Monday episode 127. In today's video, I'm going to show you 3 easy ways to solo over a minor blues. And thank you very much for showing up on this special Monday. Couldn't make it Sunday, but here we are. We do it no matter what. And as usual, I will put a timestamp in the description to get right to the lesson. But first I want to say hello to my friend here from Sweden, Pekka Blues. What's happened? Give you a round of applause. Hopefully you can hear that round of applause. I don't have it my computer set for that, but it says it's playing. Alba, welcome back. I saw a video promoting the Huilos tribute band. So happy to see you front and center. Yeah, that was a fun gig. Very, very fun. It's good to be back in New York. Scott Olson, happy Monday. Give you all a round of applause. All right, very cool. Thank you guys for hanging out. Ozman, morning. Give you a round of applause. Hopefully you hear that. Let me know if you hear that applause because I don't have my computer set. It was kind of a rush job this morning, getting set, getting ready for this today. But we do the best we could do, all right? So, what are you guys drinking this afternoon? I have my coffee here in my Jerry Cherry mug. I don't know if you have a Jerry Cherry mug or not, but everything tastes better than a Jerry Cherry mug. I can guarantee you that. All right. So sometimes when I don't have so much time to prepare something, what we do is we go back and we resort to the blues and a minor blues. Here, got my Les Paul back here kicking. Let me know if you could hear this all right. A little delay on here maybe. So basically going to be playing C minor blues. It's a great progression that I recorded here, and I have a free backing track. If you want this, just let me know. You might already have it already because I've used it. It's a C minor jam, and just email me at info@jerrycherry if you want this backing track. So let me give it I'll give it a little bit of a whirl here and see what we're gonna work on. So here's the backing track. God, it was a fast 4. All right. That was fun. Playing the blues is always fun, especially right when you wake up, get right out of bed, when you're in the most pain. So if you're enjoying this video, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. I go live every Sunday, usually every Sunday. I think the next couple Sundays I'll be here, Sunday at 12. Today we had to do Monday. So, let's see. So I do have a link to this backing track. I'll give you for free. It's an MP3. Just let me know. Send me an email, info@JerryCherry. Just say, hey, Jerry, give me that backing track, and bam, you'll get it. You can rock along to this as well. And I always say I just want to try to keep it simple, but sometimes I don't. And, you know how it is. Playing guitar. Just got to get those hands fired up first, though. You know. So, oh yeah, so Alba, what are you saying? You saw a link. I didn't catch that part. I think I showed this earlier. So you talk about the promo video. If you want to see that, just type in Power of Love tribute, and you'll see a promotional video that we made a while back for that. It's pretty cool. I haven't seen any live. We did our first 2 shows this weekend. The first one was in by Nashville, a city called Crossville. Then the next day on Saturday, we went to Toccoa, Georgia. And then our first 2 shows, and it was a lot of fun. It was a blast. Hugh Lewis's music is amazing, and it was a pleasure to play it. So, all right. So basically, what I'm doing here is, let's go down to this camera right here. Keep it really simple. I have the C blues scale, and it's like this. Here's a C minor blues scale. As you can see, it's just like the pentatonic scale. That's the pentatonic scale. I'm just adding the flat 5 in there. That's that G flat. So you have C, E flat, F, G flat. That forbidden flat 5 note that you weren't supposed to play in the old medieval days. If you played this note, you'd go to prison or jailed or worse. It's this note, that tritone. Sounds a little evil though, doesn't it? You got the same thing right up here. But it's so cool in the blues to use it. So you had the pentatonic scale. But before you go to the 5th, hit this note. Stevie Ray Vaughan uses this lick a lot. You could do anything you want inside this box right here. You have to see. Bend up to it. You have this note, the F, you could bend up to that. You have this note, the G. You have this note, bend up to that, it's like a minor 3rd bend. That's a little weird, you could hit this C along the way. Hit both of them together. So you got that, and you could play this scale through the whole progression if you want. We'll play a little bit of this just by doing one scale through the whole progression. See what I did there? I played this scale through the whole thing, but what I focused on the chord a little bit, on the C chord. I focused on hitting the root note, the C. Or the C, or the C. You have three of them. Ooh, not that. It's live. Get all the warts and flubs and all. C, C, C. And it was a fast 4, so it went right to an F. So I hit the F note within this scale. So I'm not just randomly playing through the scale here, which I am, but I'm focusing on when it hits that 4 chord, you can hit that F in there, and you see the F. But what's funny about this, if you play the C blues scale over that 4 chord F, look at the notes you have. You have the G flat, and G. So over that F, you could play like a, I mean, I don't know if you can or not. I mean, it sounds weird, but if you use it right, I guess you can get away with it. Playing that half step above, and then the G, once again. So there's benefits of playing just this one scale through there. You may not focus on playing a G flat over an F if you were to do it, like if you were to play another scale. So, see what I'm saying? You got the C over the F chord. Look at the F. Back to C. Then I can run through that scale. Now the F. Continue to play that chromatic. Back to the C. Over the G, I'm playing the G notes. Back to the F. C. The F. Into the G. So it's fun. I mean, the simpler you can keep it, I think, in my opinion, the simpler that you play this, the easier it is, and the more fun it is. You can focus on just phrasing and bending, intonation, vibrato, just by hitting a couple of different notes here. Now, the second thing you could do, if that's too boring and you want to maybe open it up a little bit, is that you can, you know, I didn't hit the records on my camera again because that was rushed. One sec. Yeah, that's typical. But we're live. And we're having a good time. Let me know if you have any questions about any of this stuff. Thank you, Tom G. Very cool. Thank you, Ozman. Hello, Jeffrey Boyle. Good to see you. Hopefully you're enjoying this. Let me know if you are. Hit the like button. Subscribe. All that groovy stuff. So basically, yeah, I'm focusing on intonation, vibrato, bending, So just playing the C minor blues scale over that is probably the easiest way. Now, what I would do, secondly, if I was to maybe beef it up a little bit, we'll go back down to this right here, and I'll show you the, hold on a second, let me get to this other scale here. Knock off that C minor, and over the 4 chord, you could play the F blues scale here. So it's right in the same pattern. Go right to F. F minor blues scale. So the F pentatonic scale looks like this. Just take out those blues notes. It's the 4th position. I mean, you can go up here and play the F minor pentatonic. Just like you would the C. You can do the same thing up here. And of course, when we go to the 5 chord, you can go to the G up here. But as you know, I try to be efficient, so instead of taking the C, moving it up to F, oops, F's up here. I can play the same scale here, right here. So why move up here? You can do the same thing here, while you're already here in C. So we're trying to stay in this position, in this box, F, and the upper part would be like this. Because remember, C minor pentatonic is this. The F. So phrasing-wise, this really makes a difference. If you were playing the F chord, the 4 chord, oh, that's mine. If you're playing this F and you went C minor pentatonic, look at the note you have. You have this G note over the F. So it's a 9th, which is cool. But if you want that pentatonic feel, you'd have to play this note. It's a minor 3rd. What's cool, when it goes back to the C, then play that. It gives you a little bit different of a harmonic sound there. So over the F chord, we could switch to F minor blues scale. That's my whole point, basically. And here's that note right there. There's the blue, the flat 5. Here's the 5th, flat 5. So we'll take it easy. We'll take it one at a time. We'll over the 4 chord, we're going to add this F minor blues scale. Back to the C minor pentatonic. When it goes to C. When it goes to the G, we're going to just play the C minor pentatonic again. Back to the F. Let's try it. Back to C, pentatonic. That's the F. G. So, keeping it real simple, once again, we added one more element. We added the F pentatonic scale, or actually the blues scale. Now, one more thing we'll do is when it goes to the 5 chord, we're going to get out of that. I'm going to play the G minor blues scale. And all it is the same thing as the F. Oh, here's the F. Right? Same thing, just move it up. Here's G. Here's the F. Back to C. So let's try that. Let's try the C minor pentatonic. We're playing 3 chords. It's the blues. A 1, 4, 5. And over each chord, we're going to play the minor blues scale. C minor blues scale over C. Over F, F minor blues scale. And over the G, G minor blues scale. We're going to play 2 octaves though. F, G. That's it. David Johnson. This is my man David Johnson, my bandmate in the Power of Love tribute band. Excellent guitar player. It was a pleasure rooming and jamming with my man Dave right here. That's my road dog right there. All right, let's try some of this. Unfortunately, I don't have a full screen to show all 3 scales, but I'll leave the C because that's basically what we're working with here. Get rid of this G, put up the C. I like that little note right there. It's the F. 5, 5. I love just hanging on one note, you know? So, all right. And basically what this all boils down to is that you're playing the C minor scale through the whole thing. As simple as it is. Minor blues, minor scale. The natural minor. Natural minor scale is like this. It's like... And here's an easy way to play it. This position. There's lots of positions. It really doesn't matter. The minor scale. I don't know which way you learned it, but you can play it just like this. let's get rid of this here for a second. Scale this picture. So I don't have a graph of the minor scale right now, but it looks like this. Play 3 notes per string like this. Really doesn't matter. Now you could play this scale through the whole progression so that you don't have to play the pentatonic scale, which is just 5 notes, or the blues scale, which is 6 notes. You could play the pentatonic scale, which is 7 notes, which is pretty fun to do too. And you could do it in between the pentatonic scale. So let's focus on playing just the C minor scale. It's funny, the 3 pentatonics I just showed you, minus the blues note, are within this one scale here. Because you have the scale, the pentatonic scale, F pentatonic, here's within the C minor scale, the G pentatonic, it's all within that scale. And here it is. C minor scale through the whole thing. So I went ahead and I mixed up all of the scales that I showed you, the pentatonic, the blues, and the minor scale. 3. So I'm living up to my promise here of the description, which is, in this video, I'm going to show you 3 easy ways to solo over a minor blues. One is the pentatonic scale, minor pentatonic blues scale. The other is playing the blues scale over all 3 chords. And last is just playing the minor scale over the whole thing. And with just those 3 things, you can really have a lot of fun. So great. I'm going to see what's going on here in the chats and engage with you guys, because that's why I'm here, because I love yous. Ritesh. My man Ritesh. How'd the gigs go? Well, you could ask my man David over here, because he was with me. He plays guitar as well. It's me and him. We're the dueling axemen. But it did go very well. The gigs went very, very well. First 2 gigs playing Huey Lewis and the News music, all the hits, went surprisingly very, very well. You would think that a first show or a second show there might be some bombs, but no, there was nothing to that I'm like freaking out over. Nothing exploded, and did pretty good. I had a couple of clams, you know, but not in the important solos. More in the improvise. See, Chris Hayes and Huey Lewis and the News, there's a lot of memorable solos. You know, and you want to hit them, you want to nail like the right notes on those. But then there's a lot of stuff that he improvised. You get kind of close to what the record was, but he kind of went off, and that's really what I do. And when you improvise, there's a very good chance you're going to hit a couple bad notes in there, you know. Especially when you're just going for it, you know. If you're trying to be perfect, it's going to be perfect. It's you're probably gonna mess up anyway. But if you just kind of go for it, you're gonna probably hit a bad note, and hopefully no one threw tomatoes at me, so I guess it went good. They might have threw a few at Dave. No, I'm kidding. Especially after these kind words that Dave's saying, rock star. Dave's a rock star. That is for sure. How do you reach the bands for playing a gig? How do you reach the bands for playing a gig with them? Well, actually, in this case, they reached out to me because it was started by a few guys that I'd played with years ago in the Chubby Checker band. The musical director, who's also the sax player, thought of the idea along with the bassist. And these guys I played with Chubby, and when it was time to look for a guitar player, I guess they thought of me for this, and I'm very grateful for that. So they called me up. This was last summer. They said, hey, we're putting together a Huey band. Are you interested? And I said, yeah. Didn't know that was actually going to happen really quick. Well, it took about a year, but that year flew by, and there we were playing our first show, and it went very well. And but to answer your question, I had to reach out for, in general, if you want to get into like a tribute band or anything, there's lots of bands in the making, and I would say open up some of your music magazines, and usually it's the classified section. Look, I didn't put my phone on silent today. That's how rushed I was. So excuse the beeps. The beeps, I'll just silent it at least. So, back to classified ads. You may see something, hey, band looking for guitar player. Could be like Al Di Meola tribute band looking for guitar players, and that'd be an easy gig for someone. No, just kidding. So Alba, you're a member of how many bands now, Jerry? And how do you get onto a band? You must know a lot of people. Well, besides my own music, which is really the most important thing for me, I play bass in a disco band. I'm the Bjorn in an ABBA tribute band, and now I'm one of the guitarists in the Huey Lewis tribute band, and I also have subbed in many different types of bands, 80s tribute bands. There's about 5 of them that I've subbed in, and every now and then, a couple times a year, their guitarist will not be available because they may have one gig that they may get that's really, really important to them, and they'll skip out of their own band to do this gig, and then they'll call me up, kind of like a hired gun, to come in and do it. A lot of times, all these 80s bands, they all play the same songs. They all play the same 20 songs pretty much. So once you play those 20, it's very simple to just kind of jump. They may have a different start to it, a different finish, but generally a song is the song. It may be in a different key, too. Yeah, Al Di Meola is not easy. No, not at all. As a matter of fact, some of my early picking stuff, I would do something like an Al Di Meola thing, like a it's not easy. Can't even do it now. Just practice some of my speed picking there, right? Love Al Di Meola. I think one of my favorite albums when I first heard of him as a kid was Land of the Midnight Sun. Check that out from Al Di Meola if you've never heard that. Really, really cool. So yeah, that's basically, I'm glad I answered your question. It's just about, you've been doing this a long time, and once you get out there and you start playing around, and you're playing with a lot of different musicians, and these guys all play in different situations, and they may be in a different band, and they go, hey, they need a guitarist for this, and they'll call me because I played with them in something else before. So it's really about networking and word of mouth. I don't really reach out and try to get into any bands anymore because I think I have enough at this point, and I'm pretty content with spreading myself as thin as I do, which is probably not the best thing to do. So, I was going to do something a little different today besides this blues. It's a picking exercise that I was going to kind of work with. Because speed picking and tremolo picking is very hard. You have to really kind of keep up on it. There's a lot of different techniques to that. I definitely want to get into that, picking and working on that stuff. So look for something like that in the future. It's definitely not easy for me, Ritesh. Takes a lot of work, and some things are easy, like playing the blues, focusing on some of the, it's hard to say easy. When I say the blues, it's like, it could be as easy as you want it to be, and it could be as hard as you want it to be too. Easy for me would be more like hitting one note and trying to make it sound good. Because I always said that, you could play one note as good as anybody. Eric Clapton may come in and go and play, he may bend a note. Not like that. And if you could do that, you could play a note just as good as Eric Clapton. And playing the blues, you could just keep it very simple. And concentrate on the feel. And that's a lot of fun. When you don't have to think as much, you're not really struggling with anything like complicated, like Al Di Meola or Eddie Van Halen or Randy Rhoads. It's a lot of fun when you don't really think about playing too much. Unless you get to the point where that type of stuff comes very natural and second nature to you as well. Thank you very much, Oz. Man, glad you enjoyed this. So let me know if you have any more questions about any of this stuff. I think I covered. I didn't really put up too many. Actually, I did put up the graphs of this, but I like to put it in a 3-column section where you have the 3 different scales where you could see them. So if you do want that, all these graphs, let me know too. info@JerryCherry, and I'll send you a PDF of these pentatonic positions as well as the backing track that I created for this. info@JerryCherry, and I'll email you the backing track. So Alba, when you travel, do you board with your guitar, put them in storage? I would think you want to keep them near you. Well, that's a really great question, Alba, because traveling with a guitar is the worst part of playing and touring. It's very difficult, especially when you have an expensive guitar like this and you're very, very worried about it. And the last thing that the gates checkers or whoever works there at the gates, what do you call them? They just want to make your life miserable a lot of times. You have to go up and you have to sweet talk them, or you have to pay extra to get early boarding. And even when you do that, they look at you and they go, okay, here's the tag, you have to check that. And I learned to just take the tag and just say yes, okay. Then you get to the gate, to the plane, throw the tag away and just get on. And it's very difficult. But most overheads, my gig bag fits in with my guitar. And sometimes you can put it in the closet as well. But I'll never check this because I'll just trash it. You know the story behind guitars and that. But it's not fun checking guitar. Whenever I fly with nothing, no instrument, it's like, that's so good. I usually wait till last to get on the plane because I have nothing to check, and I just get on last. Doesn't matter. But with the guitar, I want to be one of the first people on. So how do you think about connecting the boxes? It's a great question. So I'm visualizing the guitar neck and the scales. Like I see the minor pentatonic here over the 1 chord. And I know that when that 2 chord, or the 4 chord, the F comes, now I'm seeing the F pentatonic scale. F, F, and back to the C. I'm seeing the C scale. I see the G. I guess the key would be to not make it sound like you're switching positions, but visualizing the notes within the positions and maybe making it sound as natural as possible. Like, for instance, when I went to that G, instead of playing same thing down, because that sounds, you know, kind of planned out and there's nothing really special about that. But if I'm playing this G, I know that this note's going to be available when I go down. So maybe I'll go down to here. I'll see the F minor pentatonic scale while I'm in G. Or I might see what note is different so that I could kind of change the tonality of it. Or what note is the same. This note's the same. Back to the C. So it's just G. And then I'll see once I'm in the F, I know that I'm looking at the C. Where's C? Well, here's a note that's in C that's not here. Or I can bend to it. Or sharp 5 here. Which we didn't get into any of that stuff. But anyway, so that's how I visualize it. I try to see the scale before it's happening so that I can kind of make it sound natural. C. Over the F chord, here's a note that's not in C, pentatonic. See, I'm seeing that F. This is the third of the F. Back to C. And I know the 5 chord's coming up. So what note can I hit that's really going to color that? Well, I know where the G is. I know that that's my G. But that might be kind of boring to hit, right? So I could hit the third of it. What's the third of my... I know this is the third. Actually... Here's the F. C. Here's the G. So hopefully that answered a bit of your question. Osman, you have some for rents. I'll tell you what, when we play in your neck of the woods, if you want to bring some of them out, I'll take you up on that one. You probably charge me double, right? Oh man, what is feel? You know, at the end of the day, you're right, Osman. It is all feel, you know. And you know, the other day I feel like I broke my toe, and I was in such pain for like 3 days. It wasn't broken, but it was really blue. And I tell you what, though, I played better than I probably ever have because I was in pain. And you know, when you're in pain, you know, you play better, especially the blues. It's all about pain. Like if you have a very happy person, or another person who's the wife just left them, you know, good luck, because that guy's going to be way better than you are. He's in a lot more pain than you are. So I don't know why I mentioned that, but you know it is music. It soothes the soul. So we're not going to go too much longer, because we usually go a little bit shorter than this. But do you recommend practicing more scales or more songs or solo songs? I would say all of it. Practice scales, practice solos, practice songs. It's nothing more important than of the three. all three of them are just equally as important. Depends on what what season you are in your life or what you have to do. If you have to learn songs, play the songs. If you got to learn the solos, learn the solos. And if you feel like your technique is not strong enough to play the songs or solos, then practice the scales. Get back to basics and put on a metronome. Click, click. Practice to a click track, which is something that I need to do more. All right, thank you, Ozman. No charge for me? Oh, wow, I'm gonna have to take you up on that. Next time in your neck of the woods, come out and bring some guitars. Now, my man David, I don't know if he's still here, but he's got a lot of guitars. David Johnson, he's got like lots. So, all right, so I think we covered pretty much everything today. Thank you very much for hanging out with me today on a Monday, special Monday. It's been a real pleasure. I do have a guitar course I'll mention real quick. And it's basically called the Essential Skills Collection. And I go over 3 different subjects. Fretboard memorization, so you could basically know where all the notes are really quick without thinking. And that's really important, knowing where all the notes are. Because when you're in C blues, I don't have to be right here. I could do it here, because I know there's a C here. Now that I know there's a C, I could play the C pentatonic scale here. Same thing with F. C. And over the G. Back to F. C. Or if I want to do it up here, to the F. C. Over G. Look, I'm already in G. Back to the F. C. So that's really, really cool to know. As well as the circle of fifths, which is basically a circle that has all the chords and it shows how they all work together. And then I get into the blues. Different backing tracks it's filled with backing tracks and graphs and charts, and talks about vibrato, string bending, and how to basically solo into the blues. So check that out. I'll put a link in the description for the Essential Skills Collection. So Ozman only has 19 guitars. And David Johnson, plus 1 more now. Yeah. You have gas guitar acquisition syndrome when you buy a guitar when you're on the road for 4 days. And you go into a great music store like this one, Carter Guitars, and you find a beautiful Suhr guitar that's vintage yellow with a maple neck and for a great deal, and it's you have to pick it up. You gotta love it, right? All right. Thank you, Tom, for hanging out. You are amazing. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Ozman. Thank you, Ritesh. Thank you, Alba. Thank you, Dave, for hanging out. Very special people to me, and thank you. It means a lot to me. I'm very grateful that you show up and hang out with me for a little bit. And all you guys are just amazing. I really appreciate it, spending some time. Thank you, Jeffrey, and Scott Olson, and Pekka Blues. You guys are really, 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 really cool. And let me know in the comment section, or right now, what ways do you like to solo over a minor blues? It's not major. It's much different. There's nothing major going on here. Although you could. Over that 5 chord, you could play a major if you wanted to. Harmonic major, right? Harmonic minor. But generally, it's just minor. So let me know which way you like to play over a minor blues? Any particular scales? There's so many things, really. This is really just the basics and what most people do, but there's more you could do. And I would like to know what you do. So let me know in the comment section if you have any tricks and tips for us so that we could get better. You know, I like to take some advice too from as many people as I can. And not sure. We have close same amounts. You guys are comparing how many guitars you have, right? Well, I have some too as well. Maybe I think 8 electrics and 3 basses. I think at this point. I think I need more. What's next? A Flying V, an Ibanez Destroyer. I always wanted one of those. But I usually wind up buying guitars when I need them. So if I ever get into a Def Leppard tribute band, you know I'm buying an Ibanez Destroyer. So that's right. That is a joke, right? How many guitars does a guitar player need? Just one more. Absolutely. Indeed. I love it. I absolutely love it. All right, so I think we're good here for today. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me and, you know, spending some time rocking out with me. Put this together in kind of a whim, kind of quickly here. So like I was saying, if any questions about any of this stuff, if you want this backing track, just shoot me an email, info@jerrycherry.com, and I'll send that over to you right away. So, I'm going to play it out one more time. All right, thanks, guys. I love you, and I'll see you next Sunday for sure. Love you all. If you want to see more about the blues, I'll show you another video right there, so check that out. And I will see you next Sunday in the next video. Ciao. Peace.